Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, judges, audience, my fellow contestants, everybody here today. My name is Yohanes Adolph Davin, or as you all can call me, Davin. Before we start, let us thank God for all the blessings that He has given us and for allowing this competition to run smoothly. Today, I will bring a speech with the theme, Inspiring Change Through English Communication. And the title of my speech is Learning STEM More Effectively Through English. Without further ado, let's begin. Firstly, why must we learn through English? To put it simply, ladies and gentlemen, English is one of the most widely spoken languages in the world. It is spoken by approximately 18 to 20% of the world's population. That is around 1.5 billion people and counting. That is a fifth of the world's population, with 8 to 11% of those people being researchers. And researchers ranging from fields such as technology, engineering, science, and mathematics. What this means is that there is an unbelievably large amount of knowledge that is written and published in English. Around 80 to 95% of modern scientific papers are written in English. 50% of the content on the internet is in English. And STEM fields are predominantly in English. What this means is that English is an unbelievably essential cornerstone of knowledge, which makes it an extremely important tool for learning, and an indispensably important tool in learning in this modern age. Secondly, does this work? Does this method hold any water? Well, ladies and gentlemen, there are many anecdotes of students struggling less in STEM by learning in English. Some of these anecdotes happen within our own country. One of them happened in Medan, where a 2025 Indonesian education program at SMA Negeri 5 Medan trained students in English for STEM through scientific experiments and coding. Researchers reported that exposure to English helps students with scientific terminology and digital resources more effectively. Another instance happened in Makassar, where a study on international physics program at the State University of Makassar found that students chose English instructions partly because it gave them better access and more complete material in international academics. Thirdly, and most importantly, how do I do this? Well, here is a guideline. First and foremost, watch science videos in English as a way to accustom yourself with the terminology through exposure. Don't be ashamed to start with the basics. We all start from somewhere. Secondly, try to avoid memorizing words on their own. Instead, try memorizing them within context. In this way, we can understand the word not just as one meaning or one word, but also how they fit into the broader sentence and the text as a whole. Thirdly, and finally, gradually train ourselves to think and internalize it in English rather than translating one word at a time. We can process the information better and even get to learn English as a side project. In conclusion, learning STEM through English is a useful way to gain access to a wider collection of knowledge and relevant studies that can aid and ease our learning process in this modern era of learning and information sharing. There are so many useful things that we can gain from expanding our worldview beyond what is in our textbooks. And all that it takes to begin is the courage and the curiosity to start breaking the language barrier. And to conclude my speech, I would like to thank everybody involved in this competition. And in the wise words of Muhammad Ali himself, even the greatest was once a beginner. Don't be afraid to take the first steps. Peace and thank you.
You finish your speech in 5 minutes 31 seconds.
Davin, right?
Davin.
Davin, yeah. Let us give a big applause for the last participant. Davin, this topic is quite interesting. Learning STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics more effectively through English. Learning STEM means we are learning a complex concept. Yeah? And English is a foreign language that can be confusing for more learners. How can it be easier to master STEM in a language that we aren't fluent enough? How could you explain it?
Okay, thank you for the question, judges. To put it simply, I'm gonna move around real quick. Well, to put it simply, learning STEM, it could be much easier through English because, as I said in the first point of my speech, is that STEM fields are predominantly written and published in English. So yeah, sources are usually more available in English. And here's a follow-up question that I hear from some people when I'm writing this. Why can't we just use machine translation? To put it simply, machine translation tends to, how do I say it? Tends to miss words or even completely cut them out, or sometimes even mistranslates them, which can lead to false narratives, false facts, and this happens sometimes. Okay, it can lead to missing facts altogether, which is why it's easier to learn it in English. And also, here's a tip for learning English: always start with exposure.
All right, give a big applause for Davin. Thank you.